Exclamation, everybody, and welcome to Tetris 99. It's a Tetris-themed battle royale. And if you're saying to yourself what I said to myself, which was, what hath science wrought and why? Congratulations. We're all on the same page. This was certainly not something I thought the world ever needed or possibly wanted, but apparently it's, out there. Someone wanted it, and a lot of people are playing it. And furthermore, I looked at it and I went, well, I don't generally play Tetris, so I don't have to worry about this. I could just move on with my life. I can record games, other games for the channel that are more in my speed. And then I got the little email from Nintendo saying, oh, by the way, it's free for people who have a Nintendo Online subscription already. So here I am. And as you can see, you've played a bunch off camera. I'm up to level 5. There is some leveling. You do get some XP every time you play a game. Let's, without further ado, get started here, because I'm going to suck one way or the other, and I gotta wait for 98 other players, which won't take very long. The matchmaking doesn't seem to take very long in this game. A lot of people are playing it. I'll try my best to explain what's going on, but honestly, I was never very good at Tetris, and so if you're expecting high-level play here, you're going to be very, very disappointed. So, some point here. There you go. So you'll notice up at the top there, there's different, it says targeting, and then it's like, here's the different people, like here's the different things you can target. And I need to actually some things here. There we go. And you're probably wondering, what does that mean? Well, there are, as I mentioned, 98 other people here trying to knock you out. And what the computer does, which is very nice, it will automatically target people for you. You can target individual people if you want to with your left stick. But generally speaking, as you're playing, it's a lot easier to just have the computer do it. And there's different targeting modes, as you see there. You can target people who are attacking you directly. You can target people with badges, i.e. people who are got lots of KOs already. Try and knock them out. You can target people with who are close to being knocked out. That's the KOs one. Or you can just target random people. And then you're saying, well, what does target mean? Well, every time I clear a line, which admittedly has been very few and far between here, I send junk blocks, as you can see the junk blocks down below, the white ones, to whoever I'm targeting. And based on how well you do it, how many lines you clear and all that stuff, determines how successful you are at the game, because it'll, you want to survive to the very end. So I'm having lots of trouble actually concentrating enough to commentate, so that is where we exist right now, and I'm losing this one, definitely. There we go. There's a loss. So I made it to level 6 anyway. So I was at 69th that time. I'm a little rusty. I played last night, so it's going to take me a little while to get back into it. The other thing is, and this is going to be the weird thing for me, I'm not sure how to commentate a Tetris match. I mean, what do I actually do? Do I just stay quiet and just let the board speak for itself? I have no idea. I would love to do like a live stream of this, but I feel like I don't know what to talk about. I really don't. I mean, it's Tetris. It works. I've tried to talk a little bit about the mechanics. You kind of get the mechanics there. There are no if there's one piece of thing here, I would say one piece of feedback I would give. There are no tutorials, and I realize, yes, it's Tetris. Why do you need a tutorial? But honestly, I would need a tutorial just for the extra mechanics, because I'm looking at, because when I first came on here, I was like, what does attackers mean? What does this mean? What does that mean? You know, it doesn't immediately, you know, I keep hitting the wrong buttons here. Make sense as to what the game's talking about, right? So that's why I'm kind of like, at least having a tutorial to teach you that part, even though it's just a tutorial menu to teach you that part, would be fantastic. Meantime, for crying out loud, give me something good here, for Christmas sake. Okay, that's not gonna work. Why must you give me these weird, wacky things? Do not work. That, and of course here, that, and I'm just trying to get any kind of rows to work out for me here. There's that, slide that into place. This over here. That. And then over on the left-hand side there, you can probably see there's like a blue bar. That you'll see things that occasionally show up there. That's the junk things that are headed my way. How many rows of junk are headed my way? When like red things show up there or yellow things or whatever. So I learned that by reading it on IGN. That was not something they tell you in the actual help menu, which there is none. Try to drive that point home if I can. Jesus, what do I do with this thing? Oh, man, give me something better than that. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. There. So I have found, that's, a lot of people just hit me there, or somebody hit me with a Tetranomicon thingy, whatever that is. That's it. That's it for me. 50th place. So, I'll just take a moment here to kind of talk about it. You can see all on the left and right hand side, all the other players and who was KO'd. I believe if one of those KOs shows up as gold, I believe that's that's somebody that I took out. I don't know how many. Did I take anybody out this match? I did not get any KOs this match at all. But yeah, if one of those KOs shows up as gold, it's someone that I've taken out personally. Targeting, I found that if I target attackers, that works out well for me. But you can, I will switch up a little bit here and start targeting people who are close to being knocked out, because that's kind of a quick way to get get some knockouts on the board and stuff like that. I don't know if that gives me more experience points at the end of the day or not, but again, it's a way of helping kill all the other players before you get knocked out. And because of that, you can find that a lot of people might be targeting KO just out of the bat. So you'll see in many instances, like you'll get hit by 3 or 4 people at once, you know, and just have to deal with the onslaught of incoming blocks. Let's do that. Do that. Do that. And I'm not really worried about getting like huge runs here. I'm just worried about getting as many lines done as I can. Now there is a, was it a spin, a T-spin, Tetris spin? I forget what the hell they call it. And that actually, if you do that, like if you do like a 3 or 4 spin on somebody, you will send them a crap ton of blocks they have to deal with. So you do get rewarded for that. Wow, we're getting really hammered here. They're really just knocking me for a loop here. There you go. Yep, that was that. I did really bad that time. Really, really bad. Alright, let's rematch. Let's do this again. It's nice though that you kind of like, there's so many people playing that jumping in and out of matches is actually really nice and quick. I haven't had to wait more than, I'd say, 30 seconds at most to get into a match. So that's been really nice. Nice having a battle royale where you can just kind of just keep on running and you just go through. You know, some of the matches are really, really quick, which is like you just saw there, and some are. Sometimes you manage to find people who aren't as good at Tetris. And that's really what I've been looking for, is just trying to find all the people that are not good at Tetris and be online at the same time as them. Because that's the only way I can succeed at this. Okay, we'll do that. That, I guess. I'm sure there's people looking at this right now just cringing. Absolutely cringing. And I apologize. I'm not generally a Tetris player, and I just generally suck. Well, I mean, I suck at all games, but I especially am not good at this. And I never have been. And then to introduce it as a battle royale mode, I mean, basically you've destroyed my ability to do anything. Oh yeah, there we go. See, now I think I'm hitting people who are really good, because I'm just getting absolutely decimated here. Unless everybody's manually targeting me, but I don't think you can see the usernames, so it could be that everybody's out to get me. I don't know. Oh, all right. But yeah, this is about as good as I've been. I actually did, believe it or not, I was playing late at night though. I actually did make it to 26th place. But again, it was late at night. Like, I think nobody was on really. So I was able to kind of squeak that one out there. I guess we'll put this over here. That. Put this here. I'll just do that just to get rid of it. That. Like I said, I'm not trying to be too pretty here. I'm just trying to get as many lines cleared as I can so that we keep sending blocks to other people and not getting blocks ourselves. There we go. Go there. That. Holy crap. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. That's just bonkers that somebody can just hit you with like 20 lines like that. And I'm going to get hit again. Like, I'm going to get hit to the point where I can't... Like, look at that. So that demonstrates one part of this game that is really not fair, and that is I was doing super good there. Like, that was probably the best I was doing. I was down to only like 2 lines, and suddenly you'll get like 20 lines get sent to you, and to the point where you can't, there's no matter what I had done there, I wouldn't have been able to succeed at that. And I think that's the one caveat to this game, is that as interesting a concept as it is, it's really unfair. Like, super duper unfair. And I think that's the one conceit of it, is that there's an element to this where I think they just need to rebalance it a little bit. I think you shouldn't be able to send that many lines to somebody that quickly. Because essentially what you're doing is, I mean, basically anybody, if you were on if you had like 5 of you and you're all on voice chat, right? And you all manually target one person, you could basically go through and pretty much, you know, win the game, I think, just by having everybody targeting one person and just hitting them with everything you got. And then, you know, and then go down the line. Once that person gets knocked out, you go down the line to the next one and all that stuff. That's the one part of this that I think is rather broken. Is that you could send that much that fast. So I'm hoping if they support this after the fact, which they may or may not, that they do some kind of limit on how many things can be sent, because that's a little bit crazy when everybody can just kind of pile on and do that. And again, there is no other battle royale that suffers from that, right? I mean, any other battle royale, I suppose you could argue that any other battle royale would have a similar problem, right? You know, a whole group of people could track down one person and make their experience miserable. But how often that's happening. I am all kinds of having problems here. I am 50 shades of problems right now. Oh, you would give me this, wouldn't you? Come on, give me something decent here. Crying out loud. We're crying into buckets. Do that. Do this. You know what? We're gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. That is not helping me. Oof. I have done in myself here, friends. This is all my doing right now. I have no one to blame but myself on this one. Yeah, that's the thing. I had no KOs again. I seriously, you won't believe me based on how poorly I'm doing here. But I was playing last night, and I did actually have a match where I ended up in 26th place, and I had 5 KOs. But of course, as soon as I hit record, none of that comes through. None of it. None of it comes through at all. But that is my life. 'Tis the life of a YouTuber, of a part-time YouTuber. Okay, go here, there. That's. Oh, I accidentally hit down there. That was me. Or up, I mean. Okay, do that. Here. Do that. Okay. I feel like I'm the worst player. I feel like I'm never doing this correctly. Like nothing I do seems to be correct when it comes to Tetris here. I kind of wish they would, as much as I love the classic Tetris theme, I kind of wish they had some different themes you could do. Yep, that was that. Still not very far. Alright, let's do one more. Let's do one more, and then we'll call it. Again, I'm not quite sure what to talk about, other than to say it works rather well. I mean, it would be nice if there was different music tracks you could do. I actually, I've heard about, what was it? There was a Tetris for VR headsets that I think the VR headset was optional for. You could actually do it without one. And I don't remember, was it like Tetris Forever or something like that? I forget the name of that. And I heard that was really fantastic. Like, it was very surreal just sitting there, especially with the VR headset on, and the music was just spot on and everything. And I'm kind of tempted to play that, since I have a VR headset and everything. But again, I have this problem where I don't know I don't know how to commentate for such a thing. Like, what do I talk about? Like, I want to do a live stream of it too, and I'm like, well, what am I gonna talk about while we play Tetris? I mean, it's just Tetris, for crying out loud. It's not like a battle royale where I can just be all angry and mad at some freaking kid that spends his whole day practicing, and then I get sniped from an impossible perch, you know? Here I'm like, well, I mean, there are some people who are just really good at Tetris, because that's all they ever do. But I mean, is it really that they're just being really good at Tetris, or is it just that I'm just being really unlucky? The algorithm is just targeting me more than anybody else, you know what I mean? Like, that's the rough thing. Like, this is kind of, see, this is bullshit, because I can't really get any distance here, right? It's like you're just yeah. See, I mean, that's just, what are you gonna do about that? Like, you can't. There's nothing you can do about that, right? I want to see like a Tetris Grandmaster. I did say that was the last one, but I'm going to do one more. I do want to see like a Tetris Grandmaster play this and get really super frustrated because somebody just sends 9,000 rows their way, you know, and they're down to like the lowest row. I want to see that, because it just, to me, I feel like even they would look at it and go, this is completely unfair. This is not a competition. This is just an exercise in frustration. Alright, so yeah, that's right. Give me like the worst pieces you can possibly give me. I will say though, sometimes it is a little bit unnerving seeing the like, I like that they have the shadow of the blocks there, but sometimes, especially when you get up towards the top, it's a little bit too hard to see whether you're like where the real block is versus the ghost block sometimes. I'm not having that problem right now per se, but when you get up towards the top, it starts to be a little bit of a problem, a little bit of an issue. I apologize to everyone who now has the Tetris song stuck in their head for the rest of the day. I realize that it's a brain bug, an earworm, whatever you want to call it. But this had to be done, friends. It had to be done. And know that I am in the same boat as you. And I'm wondering too, like when I complete lines, does that give me a reprieve from getting hit by other blocks, by other lines coming in, or are they just inevitably coming in regardless of how many lines I'm clearing? Like I really wish they would have given you at least a help menu to tell you, like, here's how this works in competitive mode or whatever. Alright, I gotta do one more. I'm sorry. I know you're probably like, oh, I think I've seen everything there is to be seen. We should probably just start the next video now, but I'm sorry. I just need this. And I'm looking over, and I'm only like 26 minutes into my recording, so you know, we'll make it an even probably 30 minutes, depending on how long I last here. Perhaps I'm being a little bit too ambitious on my timings. Anyway, come on, baby. This will in fact be the last match here. I swear it. That. Oh, I accidentally hit that again. Fucking hell, man. Sometimes I accidentally hit up and it just sends them flying down. In the wrong spot. Spot I was not intending it to go in. That's total focus mode, friends. Total focus mode here. Crying a bucket, give me something. Give me some kind of blocks here. Tetris gods, smile upon me, Tetris gods. I command you. By the lords of Cobalt. Or something like that. There we go. That's... Oh, jeez. Right at the wrong time. I had a badge, too. So what did I do there? Did I actually see? I got, was it 54th? I had 1 KO. Oh, yeah, the T-spins. That's what I was talking about. T-spins. When you do T-spins, you get, you send like a bunch of lines to another person, which I think is kind of bogus. And Tetrises and triples and doubles, and I mean, certainly if you're going to play the game correctly and not just try to clear every line like I was doing, clearly you'll have an advantage. Like, look at that guy over in the corner here, up like second row, second one in. Like, they're down to the very bottom of the thing. Like, they're clearly just knocking rows off left and right. There's another one person down there on the left with like 3 different badges. I mean, geez Louise, I don't I don't know how people do it. I really don't. Obviously I need even if I were to do a heck of a lot more practice, I don't think I would be able to do it any better than what I've done here. Unless I just sit on here like at 2 a.m. and play all the noobs. Where's my 2 a.m. noobs? I need to play them. But anyway, friends, this has been Tetris 99. It is by Arica and published by Nintendo. If you have a Nintendo online subscription, it is free. I don't know what it is if you don't have one. I don't even know if it will work if you don't have a Nintendo online subscription, because the online subscription is what enables you to actually connect to other people. So, given that it's a battle royale, I think you kind of actually have to have a online subscription. I don't know. Anywho, as I said, it's free. It's out there. Lots of people are playing it. It's fun. It's not fair at all. Like, not even a little bit. There's no semblance of fair play. Even a little bit in there. It would be nice if they had more songs. It would be nice if they had some kind of help menu, at least, to tell you, like, here's how this thing works. Rather than saying, here you go, knock yourself out. And you're like looking at, like, what? What am I looking at? Granted, yes, Tetris is a very old game and it's been around forever, and people should probably know how Tetris works. And I'm not talking about the basics of Tetris. I'm talking about the stuff around this, like how is the multiplayer of this working? Because, you know, Tetris is usually a single player game unless you're doing a 1v1 match kind of thing. So a little bit of an explanation around that would be nice. But anyway, it's a fun game. So, and you can't beat the price. So, as always, I will leave links down in the description so you can do your own due diligence. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I will see you next time.